Let's introduce this man with the 33rd team. He's been covering the NFL as one of the top insiders, if not the top guy. For us, top guy. We always love having him on the program. Our good friend Jason Cole. Tell us about what's happening with the 33rd team as we get set.
We're a busy place as we get ready for the season. And I'll do my usual, do a little statistical analysis, which dovetails with those who like to say wager occasionally. Not that you would be one of those people, Defo, but not that I'm a gambler, but I know a few of them. Present company at the front of the line.
Exactly.
You're kind of like, when it comes to preseason the wagering, it's like C. Everett Koop when he used to issue the warning and say it's not good for you guys to smoke.
You guys are just dumbasses. That's what you are. Okay? You're just dumbasses. Anybody who bets on preseason football, I mean, it doesn't even qualify for degeneracy. It's like, it's a level below degeneracy. I just have to tell you that. And I know who I'm talking to. Yeah. And I know that you know that.
I would agree with you 1,000% on that particular aspect of wagering. Everybody was saying they were cashing.
The people who lose aren't going to call you and tell you they lost.
That's true.
Nobody calls and says, "Hey, I lost $1,000 on that."
I haven't cashed in 3 years, exactly.
Nobody does that. You might as well play, Russian roulette with two bullets. I mean, like, just, that's what you might as well.
A 4-chamber gun.
The time.
Wake up with Defo, joined by Lubie. Welcome to the Defo Show.
All right, pleasant good morning, everybody. Another week just flying by here, already a Thursday edition of the program, and that means, and I believe you said to me that it's confirmed that when Dave Gurggles Gergely is going to join us today, or are we still up in the air about that?
From what I know, yeah. I'll text him now, but yeah, from what I know, I didn't get any messages otherwise, so we should have a trivia challenge on the way.
That means it's game on, dude, and game on, dudes. You can play the trivia challenge, win a great prize here, either a Texas Roadhouse gift certificate, which, by the way, is Ed Garcia. I don't know how he's doing it, man. That was a grim agricultural report, I guess, that he gave. Is that under the heading of agriculture? I guess it would be the beef market.
Yep.
Where he's saying, like, the cows are skinnier and there are far fewer of them, and that's why when you go to the grocery store, whatever it may be, whether it's Publix or how's Aldi when it comes to meat, Lubie? Do you ever shop meat?
I've gotten produce there. I've gotten other goods. I've never gotten meat there, I can honestly say. So
how dominant is Publix in the supermarket genre? I mean, they now have like adjacent stores. It's crazy.
Yeah, your commercial one is crazy. That's the funniest thing. Commercial right around, what is it, Dixie? That is the craziest.
Across the street from each other.
There's two Publix, and both Publixes. The parking lots are always full, so there actually is a reason for it.
Yeah. There used to be a few competing supermarkets there, so you would think, okay, I might be able to go in here and get some better prices, whatever. And it was far more convenient than the person that goes. I don't think you're inclined to go to like 6 different stores.
I am.
Remember when Mayo was doing that? He was going to like Walmart to save like $1 on seltzer.
I'm the king of it.
Oh, you are? You do that?
Yeah, because in the one corridor by my house, there's Walmart, Aldi, Publix. So now I don't really go to Publix for anything, but I used to go to all 3 for things, because there's certain things I can get at Walmart, certain things I can get at all. Because the thing with Aldi, I actually like them the best price-wise, but they only have so many things. That's their thing, is that they don't have everything. And then Publix is go with the BOGOs, and like there's certain like ice creams and certain things that you can only get at Publix.
English muffins, you can only buy them on BOGO. But I have a freezer full of them now, because every time I go in there, I forget, you already have like 4 of these in the freezer, so let's pick up 2 more. And one thing about the English muffin, we discovered that many years ago. I had moved a couple of times, and I was living in some house on 29th Street in not Lauderdale by the Sea, in Lighthouse Point. And I had an alternative fridge in the garage there that had been a carryover from my previous residence. And inside the thing, the date on the expiration date was like 5 years prior on English muffins. And they were still fine. I mean, what preservatives did they put in English muffins that allow them to exist into perpetuity? It's amazing. But yeah, that is weird when you see and how dominant in the market is Publix, where they literally have stores across the street from each other, and it's only a matter of time before you have Publix in adjoining spaces in certain malls. But yeah, it's kind of wild. And we had the sticker shock there of seeing the meat prices, which, I mean, they were exorbitant. And Ed Garcia on the show yesterday from Texas Roadhouse Restaurant says it's only going to get worse. That is weird when you could go to a steakhouse and a very good steakhouse, even though people think the word chain is ugly. But and I've seen you rarely see people with disparaging remarks about Texas Roadhouse.
Oh,
Is that fair? There's always somebody that's dissatisfied or whatever, who thinks that they got robbed, or the service was horrible, or they'd never go back there again. There's always that, but the vast majority of people are like, "How the hell did I do it?" And when you can go to a steakhouse and get a meal cheaper than you could cook for yourself,
yes.
any restaurant for that matter, any restaurant meal that is more economical than what you could make for yourself at home, definitely is worth looking into. And so I would consider Ed an expert in the market. Meat prices could be frightening in the very near future. At least, I guess, what was he saying? It was like a 6-month window or something.
At the end of this year, it's going to be rough because the cattle numbers are record lows. My curiosity is, and I appreciate his positivity going into the new year, why do they suddenly grow in the new year? Because he says it's going to cap off and then rebound. Okay, but if and we don't ask him this because again, what he's saying is already more than what we know, so I'm not expecting him to know even more than that. But my curiosity is, whenever he says that, he seems very confident it will rebound in the coming year. Okay, why? Why is it down now, but then suddenly there's a lot of pregnant cows? Is that what it is? And they're all due, like my wife's due in November, they're due in January. Like I don't understand what's
the population is going to grow. Yeah,
it just magically grows January.
It's hard to concern yourself with it, but at the same time, when you leave the grocery store, literally with like 4 things in your hand, and it's $30. Every time, and you're asking yourself, well, what do I want to do? Do I want to tap into my bank account for this? Do I want to put it on a credit card? Do I want to pay cash? No, I need that money for the track. So it becomes prohibitive, right? When you're trying to figure out exactly how you're going to pay for your groceries. You have to actually go out and get a job. Just hold these here. I'll be back. And then you go work a shift somewhere, come back and pay for the groceries. But that's the way it's going. All right, we have groceries to pay for here, and we do that by talking sports, right, Lubie? We will have the trivia challenge. And Dave Gurggles Gergely now confirmed for right around 8:30 this morning. So you guys have about 15 minutes to get your thinking caps on, do your research, and grab your telephone and dial us up at 954-417-0070. We're going to begin because tonight, Lubie, these brave young men here to play a child's game. Post time for the National Football League, Lubie. The fans are moving towards the rail, and that can mean only one thing. The great Fred Cappicelli used to say this all the time before every race. The fans are moving towards the rail, and that can mean only one thing. And the way he had a subtle pause in there, and he would say, "It is now post time." First time I heard that, I got chills, Lubie. It's post time. Post time for the Hall of Fame game. The odds have been fluctuating on this game, Lubie. Does that indicate that there's a lot of action or very little action on this game? People are going through all kinds of conniptions and weird gyrations, getting ready to make their first wager of the NFL season. And I don't know, are they doing it tonight? You heard the clip from Jason Cole. I could not agree with him more. Because as Cole was uttering that statement from the other day when he was on the show, I guess that was Tuesday, where, and we've asked him about this before, he thinks it's completely criminally insane for people to be betting on preseason football. And no matter how many people try to convince me that it's a good idea, I guess, yes, last year was a predominant number of games went under the total. Now, we all know this about bookies or now bookmaking organizations, which they would be very reputable. You're talking about all of these casinos that have apps and FanDuel and DraftKings. I don't know how reputable they are, but they seem to be very popular. So I'm assuming they pay and that you don't have to go chasing somebody when you finally make a big score. But you would have to think that they would make some kind of adjustment for the idea that they got beaten over the head, clubbed like seals last year on over-under totals because, and I don't know what the percentage is, but I'm thinking it was in excess of 70% last year of game. I mean, and that's wild. I mean, if you're hitting at 70%, you're doing well. That's why it's crazy to, pick on somebody who's a handicapper and maybe they lose 2 picks in a row. You have to look at how they do over the long haul. It's a long, drawn out process. I know everybody wants instant gratification. You can't win all the time. You're not going to win every game, no matter how astute, no matter how much research you do, no matter how much instinct you have. Unless you're Jersey Kyle Martinez, you're not going to win every game. That guy wins in everything. He's losing his ass at the track. He walks downstairs, hits a slot machine for 1,500. You're like, what? How do you do that? I've never won a dime on these slot machines in this stinking casino. I roll right through there. I grab a drink at the center bar there at the Pomp, it's now known as. Used to be the Isle, used to be Pompano Park, the winter capital of harness racing. And casinos always very active, and they do treat you well if you're any kind of a status card player there. Not poker, but if you have like a player's card and you're somewhat in the upper echelon, I mean, they can't do enough for you. It's unbelievable. Except loosen up the slot machines.
Yeah.
So while I've never hit anything, the Mustangs made a few scores there, but I would imagine overall, I would have to think that she's swimming in a sea of red ink. But this guy goes downstairs and he's like stuck. He's been stepping up his betting game. So let's say he's stuck like a few hundred, which would be a low estimate.
Yeah.
Goes right downstairs and bang, man, on the way out the door, he hits for like 2,500. Just an amazing thing. On football, though, if you're hitting at 70%, Lubie, I mean, if the professor was hitting his college football at 70%, don't you think that he would be dancing in the streets virtually every day outside of his home there going, I'm a winner, I'm a winner, I'm a winner. He's not the type. I mean, he's much more subtle and contained. He's more the Barry Sanders type. Just hand the ball to the ref and say, hey, act like you've been there before. So, and he's used to the grind. You're going to have good years and bad years, but you hope that most of them are good. If you're in this, as the professor would say, somewhat as an investment. Is that a fair way of looking at it? I mean, he's not just betting to have a bet.
No, he looks at it over the course of a season.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't worry week to week as much as he worries how he did over the course of a season.
I don't want to know how I did over the course of a season because
he's usually up at the end of the season.
One of the few guys I know, he and Eddie Kaplan would be the two guys I know that are probably up lifetime. The season, though, tonight offers the opportunity to bet, and the line is swung a few different directions here, Lubie. Based on what? Lions and Chargers. What would it be based on that would sway betting action? Lions open up, I think, a 3.5-point favorite in the game. Yesterday it was down to 1. Today, and this is yesterday's news tomorrow, although I do have to compliment the New York Post after ripping them for 3 days in a row when I didn't get my paper and the subscription was supposed to start. Andy, go ahead and do it. I'm going to say pull the trigger on it. He was debating whether to go for this $10 for 10 weeks subscription to the Post. Yeah. Now, after the first 3 days, Lubie, I was ready to cancel the 10 weeks for $10.
Yeah.
And if you do the math on that, they pretty much charge you the face value or whatever it is, the list price. What would you call it? The $3 a paper is about what they charge you, even if you're getting it delivered, right? There's no discount or anything, except in this case where they swayed me back in. But I told Annie, I said, look, if you get 4 papers, you're ahead by a couple of bucks on the delivery. 4 papers across 10 weeks, which is estimating as the over-under was like 3 and a hook total, 10 weeks. Every day, Lubie, it's out there 5 in the freaking morning now. Unbelievable. I don't hear them throwing the thing because I believe that the person must be just placing it in the same spot by my door every day. So this line might be old, but I have the Lions favored by 1.5 now. 1 on a hook, and so that indicates that there's been fluctuation.
Cut in half?
Well, it dropped down to 1. Yesterday was listed as 1, so 2.5 points shaved off the side in this game. I mean, the only thing I could think is there just isn't a lot of money being bet on it, and yet I know how people are. I know you sick degenerates out there cannot resist. Well, I mean, do you know people that are actually like excited about the Hall of Fame game tonight, Lubie?
I mean, we are making it seem like we are. I in reality, I don't think we'll watch a second of it. So,
I'll catch a little of it, I guess. I don't know.
I always try to watch it, and then it smacks me in the face of how not real it is. So it just makes me actually, in the end, more sad. Like the last 2 weeks get rough. You miss. There's no basketball. There's no anything. No draft. No nothing. Okay, fine. So you miss football. So you're like, oh, there's gonna be football. And then it comes on, you're like, I don't know any of these people. I don't think any of these people are gonna play. So why am I watching this?
I don't know. I guess just to see the game being played by somebody that's above the level of going out to the local park and watching a bunch of guys play touch football. That could be. I don't even see people playing football yet. Do you? I mean, usually whatever season it is, if you have a major in golf, the golf courses are more crowded. If you have a Grand Slam in tennis, all of a sudden the courts are a little bit busier. Do you find that you're seeing people throwing a football around? I see none of that. Now maybe that's because nobody's able to go outside after 11 o'clock in the morning, Lubie. Is that possible? Unless you're just like you're like Henry Hill in Goodfellas, looking up at the end of the sun or helicopters. It's the sun that's blazing away. But I don't know. I mean, there's just is there not a natural? Is it so ingrained in us to watch NFL football that you turn it on and then you realize what I'm watching is, as Allen Iverson would say, practice. You're talking about practice, and this is a practice that's not even being held at a level where you would have some kind of inter-squad scrimmage. Are coaches talking about? I mean, have you seen Dan Campbell? Is he talking about? Well, we finally get to hit somebody else. That was usually a line, right, about the preseason. Yes. Finally, we get to hit somebody else besides our own guys. Which, if you're on the Dallas Cowboys, that doesn't even apply because they're just knocking the crap out of each other.
Yeah.
Every day. 3 fights yesterday at Cowboys training camp. I would imagine it's not exclusive to them, but Schottenheimer Schottenheimer had them running gassers after because he was so pissed off at the way they're conducting themselves. Great start for the Cowboys. Their best player is holding out. Jerry Jones is consistently insulting him by signing other players to lucrative deals and ignoring his request for the upgrade in his contract. So I already said, well, you know what? He could get hit by a car tomorrow. And then every day in practice, they're running gassers now because they're beating the living daylights out of each other.
Yeah.
As if it was Canelo and Crawford going at it at one of those weigh-ins. So Hall of Fame game tonight. A lot of excitement. I'm not sensing it from you at all, Louie. I've never seen you so indifferent about a football game that in the years we've been working together is this year's Hall of Fame game is to you.
I mean, every year we get excited for it because it's looming. I mean, next week we'll have a full slate of preseason action, which will be another level of getting excited for something that's not real. But
remember how deflating it was? We went to that Washington Redskins preseason game against the Dolphins when they had their home opener, and I think 940 had just become the flagship for the Dolphins. So we felt compelled to go out there and, make a little effort to know something about the team. So we go out to the game, and like 2 seconds into the game, you were bored to tears.
Yes.
I just remember feeling like, why the F am I in this stadium tonight? I actually schlepped all the way to Hard Rock Stadium, and I'm thinking, this is garbage I'm watching. Absolute trash.
100%.
Dolphins, bad news, though, and this is not favorable at all for those that think there's reason to be optimistic about the team. What is their biggest single problem going into the season, Lubie?
Cornerback.
What is the thing that happened yesterday? They lose one of their starters, Kohu.
Another injury. Kohu was really a third or fourth guy, and it's fine as a third or fourth guy, but because they had no corners, was probably going to get starting reps, and now he's out for the year.
I think he started a lot of games, this guy.
He did. He did. He's just
started like 37 out of 40 some odd games that he was with the team.
Again, that's more that's indicative of their issues with injuries more than he's really an NFL starter at corner. But he was a good nickel and he was a good fourth corner, and they were going to need him as a number one or a number two because they don't have any corner. Look at the list of corners; it's all dudes that aren't NFL starters.
Yeah.
They're not even NFL. Ethan Bonner, like they're not NFL backups. Yeah, that position is already a disaster and it's getting worse by the day. And July turning into August is not really the time to find talent.
I heard Chris Greer supposedly made a phone call to Deion Sanders, even though he just had his bladder removed,
Well,
saying, "Hey, Deion, the coaching thing it may not go so well this year. I mean, people are starting to catch. I don't know. What do we think about Deion as a coach now? There was such a disparaging approach to. Well, you were the worst because you hate the guy personally for some reason. I guess. Did he say something negative about Florida State? Did he dismiss the idea that Bobby Bowden was even remotely responsible for his success? What is it about you and Deion? You just don't like his attitude about
he's
things?
always braggadocious, but he was one of ours. So I always was like, well, he is the best cover corner ever. He's not the best defensive back because he wasn't a tackler, but
Right.
cover when it came to lockdown, he was that they literally created the term because of him. And he was so good at that he got bored and started playing offense. So we owned him because he was an old, but he always sort of annoyed me. And then the stuff when he went to Jackson State, where like he made it a point to either coerce Hunter into coming or just the whole thing about Hunter was an FSU commit for 2 years. And if Hunter really wanted to go play for him, that's fine. Why? Like the way that they did it, where they orchestrated, where it was the morning of signing day and he throws the FSU hat against the wall, even though literally he had visited Jackson State like once and he wasn't visiting anyone. And whenever he would visit someone, he would say how locked into FSU he was. So it really felt Deion more than it felt like Travis Hunter. So that was annoying. And then all Deion did was talk trash about FSU. And it just got old. It's like, dude, like you weren't getting the FSU job. You've never coached. And none of the coaching you've done shows that you should be a coach at a major. Look, the Colorado.
You don't think he distinguished himself a little bit last year? Seemed like he made maybe slight believers out of some people. I mean, he got all that attention when they went 3-0, and then they went what, like 3-9?
Yeah, they lost a bunch of games. I mean, they finished the year with a decent record, and they were hovering around the conference championship, and they still lost games to teams they shouldn't have lost to. I will see what he is without his son and without, more importantly, Travis Hunter, because we're
Hunter
seeing
did well for himself, though. I mean, you'd have to say that whatever.
Great, he won a Heisman, but he seemed to be the entire team. So we'll see what Deion Sanders is without the kid who may be one of the greatest talents college football's ever seen. So but that's what Deion's just a loudmouth, and I've never been the guy that loves the loudmouth. I just.
No, I'm not a big fan of the braggadocio type. I mean, I respect the fact that somebody has an extreme amount of confidence, but if you have that confidence, carry it with some level of dignity. All right. Anyway, that was Travis Hunter is lighting it up there with the Jags playing on both sides of the ball, and that was part of my training camp chronicles today, Lubie, which I'll get to here real quickly because we're going to be joined by Dave Gurggles Gergely for the trivia challenge here in just a moment. And we have some baseball we have to get in with the trade deadline today. It's July 31st. Trade deadline is today. Mm-hmm. And, wow, we have all kinds of activity that took place. And we've yet to see the fate of Sandy Alcantara or any other Marlin player, which they win in back-to-back shutouts. They won 5-0 against the Cardinals 2 nights ago. They won 2-0 last night.
The two guys
who was talking about what's up?
Quantrill is the third guy that they've talked about being trades, and he's now had 2 really good starts in a row and was a part of a shutout.
I mean, do you deal these guys at this point? Alcantara, I can understand. I mean, making a lot of money, and
he's older now.
A little older. I mean, if you can accrue back 3 or 4 top prospects, and you figure one of them even makes it big. Have you benefited from dealing Sandy Alcantara, or do you consider yourself someone in the race? I mean, it's interesting. The Diamondbacks? They threw in the towel in the season, huh?
Yeah, it feels like it.
Wow, they traded this guy Suarez that was talked about. They traded him to the Mariners. Some of the teams that are in contention really improved themselves, or at least on paper, they did. The Phillies got this guy Duran from the Twins, who is a lights out closer. The Mets countered by getting 3 guys in their bullpen, so those 2 teams are half a game apart in the National League East, and both of them went to bolster their bullpen. The Mets doing so in a very, very convincing fashion, and then you can't imagine that this Duran is going to hurt the Phillies' chances at all. And then this Suarez going to the Mariners, kind of an interesting development because they're still alive in their race in the American League West. The Yankees made moves. They get this guy. Is it only a matter of time after this guy does something significant, which he has, I believe, in 4 of the 5 games he's played as a Yankee, where the entire stadium in unison just yells out, "McMahon!" This guy, Ryan McMahon, has been very, very impactful acquisition so far. Anyway, I mean, it's a relatively small sample size, and they also pick up from the White Sox Austin Slater. So they went out there and made some moves, and the players that are available. I was surprised to see. I believe this was an article by John Heyman in today's Post that he didn't even mention Alcantara as guys that are available that would raise some eyebrows if a team was able to acquire him. He has that guy Mason Miller. You familiar with him? You said you couldn't name an A's player, but now I can name 2 or 3. Mason Miller, who may no longer be with the A's, averages over 100 miles an hour on his fastball. Averages.
Jesus.
He's thrown as high as 104.
Holy crap.
Well, no, I mean, what's going to be the record, man? Is this like breaking the 4-minute barrier in a mile and it's down to like 3:49 and something, which nobody could have conceived of? I mean, how fast can you throw a ball? 104, Lubie?
Yeah, it seems pretty up there.
He's got like 30 pitches over 103 miles an hour. So not a guy you want to stand in there against. Stephen Kwan on this list. Why would the Padres want to trade Dylan Cease so badly?
I don't know.
If you're in the race there, they're only 3 games back of the Dodgers. Why would they want to get rid of a frontline starter?
I have no idea. And you brought up the Marlins. I don't think they're a buyer per se, but I don't think they should be a seller. That's now, I mean, if you're counting the Cardinals as a series because they played 1 game and they won it, they've won 10 of 11 series. Like, they're literally the hottest team in baseball overall. And it's now going on almost 2 months. And
they're not hopelessly out of the wild card chase either.
No, I mean, they're within 7 games. I don't think they're going to make a run at the wild card, but it's all about building for the future, which could be now. Trading guys is funny because you could trade guys and still get a trade supposed to work for both teams. So you could trade and get stuff out of it that makes you good now. So it's not like them trading is them selling off like it would have meant in the past or what it would have meant a month and a half ago. But I'm hoping they're being a lot more nitpicky than we thought. That, like, oh, Alcantara's gone and Cabrera's gone and quiet. Like everyone shouldn't be gone. Like you've shown, okay, you have some acumen and you are pretty decent at trades too. So be smart about the trades. Don't just. That was my problem. Jeter was just trading everyone, and it looked like
you have to deem that a complete disaster. No,
yeah, because you can't. You don't have to trade everyone all at once. Like. If someone offers you a haul for one of your guys, fine, but you don't have to trade 5 at once. Like that was the problem when they were like, okay, if you just want to get rid of Stanton, fine, but you didn't have to get rid of Stanton and Yelich and Ozuna. There was nothing to say that you had to get rid of Stanton and Yelich and Ozuna. And
there was Jeffrey Loria, this cheap bastard.
Yeah, exactly. But like. It's almost how are you trading 3 all-star caliber players and assuming that all 3 trades are going to work? The percentages aren't there for the trades to work.
No.
Do one trade where people are bidding over your player. You have a better chance to make a blockbuster haul kind of a trade. Like to me, all 3 pitchers look really good right now. Like it bothers me to the idea of getting rid of all 3. You want to get rid of Alcantara, fine. He has a big contract.
I doubt they would be able to trade all 3 though, Lubie. I mean,
I hope not. I actually am rooting against it.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see what happens. It's today, and it's been active, the trades in Major League Baseball, as usually is the case around this time of the year, but figures to even ramp up even more heavily today. All right, we're going to bring in Dave Gurggles Gergely. We have Dave with us, so we're ready for the trivia challenge here in just a minute. And there he is, looking more and more trim, more and more handsome with each passing day. Okay. What's up, Gurgs?
I'm marking time. 2 weeks from today, I will be on my way to the spa.
Nice.
And yep, hopefully without the cane that I have still, but that's it. And I think it was about 2 weeks.
But that's good to swat those guys out of the way when they're at.
Well, if I put duct tape on the bottom, I wouldn't have to stoop. I could
some kind of adhesive, yes.
I still think if you see Alcantara, he's going to be in Dodger blue. That would be my best guess. But who knows? I'm happy for the Marlins, and I got a great deal of interest. What would you guess? And you know, Jeff, what the under/over is tonight in the game, NFL.
Oh, it's like 32 and a hook or something.
Yeah, I have a 3-team parlay going. The other night I was at the Hard Rock was it Tuesday? I took the Phillies over the White Sox. No big deal.
Okay.
I bought an extra run and then took St. Louis it was the Dodgers and the Reds under 9.5, and it ended up being 5-4.
Wow.
And now I'm alive. And this is what scares me. I got the over 31.5.
Oh, 31.5. Nice.
31.5 for the end of a 3-team parlay.
Anything can happen.
I know.
It's going
to be, 17-10 or something like that, probably. So who knows?
The unders were predominant last year. I mean, they were dominant, and the bookies, I would have to think, are well aware that some adjustments need to be made in the approach to these practice games. So I'm thinking they're putting out some very low totals to try and tempt people to bet the over.
Yeah.
But, I mean, is it possible? Yeah. So 31 and a hook's a good number, though. I've seen this line at 32.5 pretty steadily. All right, we're going to come back and play the trivia challenge with Dave. Yep. We want to get as many players in as we can, so we'll take this short time out here on the program. And if you'd like to play, dial up Lubie at 954-417-0070. 954-417-0070. We'll make available one or both. No, we won't make both available. We can't afford it. Low budget show. Either a Landlubber's gift certificate or a Texas Roadhouse gift certificate, depending on your location and what Lubie thinks he can depart or go ahead and give away at the time. So we'll be back with that. 954-417-0070 in a moment. Now that.
The time.
Lubie's a little reluctant to give away those Roadhouse gift certificates. It's 8:38. Play the ponies in style at Champions, the outstanding simulcasting room at beautiful Hialeah Park. Yes, the grand old lady of thoroughbred racing has never been more vibrant, and you can wager on the races from the top tracks around the country while enjoying a cocktail at the Brass Rail Bar or any of the fine food served throughout the facility. If poker is your game, you're covered in style, and you can play all your favorite Vegas-style games, including blackjack, craps, and roulette, in Hialeah Park's sizzling hot casino. Get a player's card when you walk through the door for all kinds of generous amenities, including our favorite, free play, when you come out to the ultimate casino and entertainment destination, Hialeah Park.
These days, we're all looking for comfort anywhere we can find it. Thank goodness for Landlubbers Raw Bar and Grill in Plantation, because they are making sure you are as comfortable as possible. First of all, they're not only open for delivery and pickup. All you have to do is go to landlubbersbarandgrill.com for both pickup and free delivery. You're going to have the best wings in the world. You're going to have a great burger. You're going to have their amazing soups. Again, Landlubbers, Raw Bar and Grill. It's nice and easy. Just go to landlubbersbarandgrill.com for both your pickup and free delivery. Thank goodness for Landlubbers for making you always feel right at home.
Are you looking to buy your first home? Have you been turned down for a loan? Do you need to refinance or get money out of your home? Call Michael Kodsey, CEO of Choice Mortgage. He's been helping the South Florida community get mortgages for 30 years.
Hi, this is Michael Kodsey, CEO of Choice Mortgage. We have the most competitive fixed rates in the market. Call me 24/7, 561-441-2730. And remember, I don't just work banking hours. To make the right choice for your home, call Choice Mortgage today.
Oh, Solo Volante will be coming late. Oh, Solo Volante, the Belmont's now 1.8 miles. The finish line is coming up quick. Luca Panici, just switch the stick.
The only way to get your morning started is with Defo and Lubie right here on the Defo Show.
Congratulations, by the way, to the great Luca Panici, who had a winner on the Saturday card at Gulfstream Park. And there was a common theory. A lot of people subscribe to it, Gurggles. You may have even alluded to this over the many years we've been talking degeneracy. The one mount theory, when a jockey, usually it's a jockey who flies into a track and only has one mount on the card. Or, you're thinking, would he really show up to work to ride one horse unless he thought that he was going to win? Now, in Luca's case, he doesn't get that many mounts, but so he had one mount on Saturday and found the winner's circle at 860 or something like that. Congratulations, Luca Panici. Came back from what looked like an horrific spill. We happened to be out there that day, and wow, I mean, he bounced back. And I don't know, and the name of the jockey I should know because I've seen it now a few times. The guy that had that spill, I happened to be watching that race at Colonial Downs. Did you see that thing?
No.
That was last week sometime. Jockey clips heels with a horse and goes flying over the top, and you were thinking, "Oh my God, this is tragic." Had a little bit of a problem with movement, and then snapped out of it. I guess he did break some part of the vertebrae, but apparently he's going to make a full recovery. So that was good to see. All right, we're ready for the trivia challenge. Jump on board, 954-417-0070 if you'd like to play the game. We're going to get it started right away so we can play as many as we can. And we're going to do it in the traditional fashion with an homage to the polyman, the great Paul Massell, and some...
Easy baseball. This longtime National League pitcher, on asked to remember his greatest all-star memory, recalled, "I remember it well. The wind was blowing out on Crosby Field, and I was facing Mickey Mantle, and he bunted." Robin Roberts, Pernell Roberts, Oral Roberts, or Oral Hershiser?
Another Philly great there. Here's the Ranophone Scrambler. And Ron. Ron, you're up first on the trivia challenge. Good morning, Ron.
Good morning, fellas. Let's go with A.
I don't think you've ever missed that opening question. You have 1 point, you're in the game.
Yes.
All right, Ron. True or false football? Former Canes and Cowboys head coach Jimmy Johnson, after retiring full-time from Fox duties, currently spends a great deal of time playing online bridge via computer. True or false?
Yeah.
It's got to be false.
He says false. It's true?
Oh, that's true. That's true. He's an accomplished bridge player.
Oh, he was an accomplished blackjack player, according to one of the stories I got from Rich Dalrymple, who went on to great fame as Jerry Jones' right-hand man in the PR department. Was with the University of Miami. He was helping my buddy and I out with a bunch of shows we were making. And he relayed the story about how Jimmy used to hand him the attaché full of cash that he was leaving the Bahamas with, so that he wouldn't have to be accountable for it when he got to the airport, which naturally the first thought is if you have 20 grand in an attaché case back in the day, that probably there was some illegal drug activity involved. But it was straight up, Jimmy was a heavy-handed blackjack player and apparently very successful. All right, 1 for 2, going for 4.
All right, baseball, Ron. On this date in 1954, Joe Adcock became just the third player in the 20th century to hit 4 home runs in a single game, joining Lou Gehrig and...
Ooh. That used to be on the back of the Adcock baseball card.
All right.
Yeah.
Babe Ruth, Johnny Mize, Hank Greenberg, or Gil Hodges?
Hank Goldberg?
No, Hank Greenberg.
Okay. Hank Goldberg.
I say it made it down to 3 choices.
Let's go Gil Hodges.
That's
Gil,
correct.
nice.
Oh, wow. Well done.
I think that was also on the back of his baseball card. 370 lifetime home runs, Gil Hodges. Who could forget that? All right, good job going for 9 points to set the pace here, Ron. You're already on top of the board.
All right, let's take you back to Michael Jordan's debut in 1984 when he lost after scoring 16 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds, 4 blocks, and 2 steals. What team did he lose to that day?
Wow.
Denver, Philly, KC, or Washington?
Let's go Philly.
Philly.
No, it was Washington, the team he ended up being involved with later on.
Very interesting, Gurggles. Very, very interesting. All right, jump on board. Ron has 4. He's setting the pace. Epic mile pace here. 49 and 4 for the half mile. You can jump on board at 954-417-0070, 954-417-0070 if you'd like to join us here.
By the way, speaking of those, that one mount theory, 2 years ago when I was in Saratoga, they had a 5 furlong turf race, and my favorite rider, Jimmy Graham, had a
You
mount.
love that guy.
His
Yeah.
only mount of the day. We were positioned outside the jocks room in the chairs there watching the TVs. Here comes Jimmy. So I had to get a picture with him. So I ran up and I said, "Jimmy, I've come all the way from Dublin. Will you take a photo with me?" Took a photo with me. I bet 40 and 40 on him. He ran 4th.
The lone mount theory, not always. It's not infallible. No theory in degeneracy is infallible. You're going to lose and get hammered every once in a while. All right. Before we get into our next player, let's. Okay. Jim's already posting. Jimmy Sarni, we go with the random phone scrambler. We don't know who's next yet. It's a combination of events that have to take place and transpire for the person to get on the show. All right, quick word about Perdomo Cigars before we
Sure.
get into this plan.
I'm sitting here looking over our golf course, which is spectacular right now, set to open for 22nd annual Corey for St. Jude in October, and then a special weekend for our members on November 1st to the general public. And we sell Perdomo cigars here, but the place to really get them is right down the road from here, 5150 Northwest 167th Street on the Palmetto, just a little bit east of Home Depot on the south side of the street. Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. You want to call them in advance, 305-627-6700, the number to call. You walk in there, look at the humidor on the left that our late great friend, the Mad Dog, built for them, and they've got a great selection. They make them perfect one at a time. Cuban seed tobacco grown in Nicaragua by fourth-generation tobacconists, the Perdomo family. Whether it's a mild Connecticut wrapper, a Maduro wrapper, they're perfect. You can get a sampler. You can get whatever you want. If you're going on a weekend, well, you might have to go online to www.perdomocigars.com to find a retailer near you that sells these great cigars. Speaking of Perdomo, the Perdomo horse of the day is in the John Morrissey Stakes. It's a little sloppy at Saratoga. This is a dirt race, and this horse is coming out of the 13 hole with Kendrick Carmouche called Light Man. And I think he's 6-7-1. So take a look at him. But you can also take a look at a Perdomo cigar and enjoy one anytime.
How much doing at Toga? Because he's one of my favorites riding at Aqueduct, and when Belmont's open again, I'm sure he'll be very prominent. But is he having a lot of success at Toga? Have you know?
Yeah, just bringing a nice winner. I think yesterday for Linda Rice. He's a good heady rider, and he's usually knows the pace very well. If it's slow, he's right up there.
Has a great spirit to him. Also, I always enjoy seeing his attitude towards the sport and the game, and his whole approach is a very refreshing one whenever he's being interviewed by Maggie Wolfendale or whomever happens to be doing the honors there in the winner's circle. And I'm always impressed by Carmouche, and I like the way he rides. All right, here we go. Next set of questions.
All right, horses. This longtime radio host and admitted degenerate gambler on the most confusing day in horse racing said, I know the Breeders' Cup Day is tough to handicap, but to me, the toughest day in sports is how can you tell when it's Cap Day in Dubai? That's our own Jeff DeForest, Jeff Mullins, Chris Mullins, and Moon Mullins.
They had that overhead cam, and everybody's got some kind of schmuck on there.
That's always one of my favorites.
Yeah. Here's a scrambler, and it lands on Pat. I would imagine he's heard this line before and knows who to attribute it to. Pat, you're on the Trivia Challenge. Good morning.
Hello, guys. A?
A is correct. Yes, very good.
Yes, sir, Mr. Pat. Good morning.
It's amazing you can talk on the phone while you're using that leg exerciser. Attaboy, Pat.
You can hear he's a little out of breath, though. Imagine if you're short on breath while you're using that thing. You really need to just check in with your cardiologist. Right? A couple of stents, please. Just get me through this morning. All right. One going for two.
Golf, Pat. True or false? 50 to 59-year-olds make up the age group with the highest percentage of hole-in-ones in golf. True or false?
Good question.
I'll say true.
Yeah.
True. That's
25%, 40 to 49ers, 24%. Obviously, they play a little more than some of the other age groups.
Well, and the par threes are only like 109 yards on those courses. That sounded like a factoid from one Jim Sarney, didn't it? Where you're getting what age group is the leader in holes in one. All right, very good, Pat. 2 for 2, going for 5.
All right, Pat. Soccer, as Paulie would say, little men running. This country has won 4 FIFA World Cup titles, and they own the record for the most appearances in the top 4. Is it Brazil, Italy, Germany, or France?
Germany.
Yes.
Germany. Yes.
Well done.
That's on the heater.
That's rolling towards a sweep, which I believe Andy has
back-to-back
going in.
Yes, he's trying to go for the first three-peat probably in Trivia Challenge history.
It's like a 45-game hitting streak there. You're approaching Pete Rose kind of territory.
Yes.
All right, here we go for the sweep, Pat.
All right, Pat. We lost Ryan Sandberg, Rhino of the Cubs this week. Sandberg came to the Cubs from the Phillies in exchange for whom?
Ooh, good question.
Doug Clemens, Manny Trio, Larry Jackson, or Ivan De Jesus?
Barry Jackson?
Larry.
Oh, Larry Jackson.
Larry Jackson.
Trio.
Manny Trio.
No, it was Ivan De Jesus.
Ivan De Jesus.
Hang around, Pat.
All right, you're still on top here, Pat. Pat has 5. Ron has 4. And you can dial us up 954-417-0070, 954-417-0070 if you'd like to compete for the championship here. And you have that great arrangement there at Saratoga when you're going to. This is a week away, you say?
Yeah, no. 2 weeks from today, we'll be on the road. I fly to Allentown, Pennsylvania, Wednesday the 13th. At a hotel that night, 6 o'clock in the morning. My buddy and his wife will pick me up. We drive up to Bern, New York, an hour away. 2 cabins on a lake with a boat, nice restaurant there. And we join these other couple from Pennsylvania originally. And every day they pack sandwiches, chairs, everything. And we go on the side with the big screen outside and just sit down and relax. It's absolutely wonderful.
You go by the paddock area when the horses.
Yeah, we go by the paddock area. We're near the paddock area, and there's a grassy area with big screens. On the other side, we used to sit where the jocks come out. They only had small TVs. These are the big TV. And then I've got 2 friends that are already up there. So I'll talk to them, play some pick 3s, pick 4s, etc.
Yep, you're the king of this kind of thing. I'd imagine it's going to be another spectacular. All right, ready for what should be our final set of questions here, and then we'll go to the championship round. Here's Dave.
Boxing. This longtime fight manager on the business side of the sport said, I can't believe it. They're selling video cassettes of Ali Spink's rematch for $89.95. Hell, for that money, Leon will come to your house. What's that? Bertie Pacheco, Bobby Del Greco, Buddy Greco, or Greco-Roman wrestling?
The great fight doctor, Bertie Pacheco, always known for a good quip. All right, here he is. I mean, trying to make history. I doubt that this has ever happened. I mean, we don't have official statistics on it. Lubie, you've been with me. Well, I mean, you weren't always involved in the trivia.
I know you guys did a lot of shows before me, and then a lot of shows without me when I was around. Sweepers were really tough to come by, let alone back. I don't remember any back-to-back sweeps, so I definitely don't remember
3 in a row.
3 weeks in a row. Between Paul Man and Gurgs, they made a point that you didn't get
Gurggles,
a sweep.
Yeah, I mean, have you ever remembered anyone sweeping 3 weeks in a row in the history of the show?
I don't remember the history of the show.
I was just going to say.
All right, Andy. Good luck today trying to defend your honor. You're on the trivia challenge. Good morning, sir.
Still under pressure. Yes, I'll go with A. You know, Leon Spinks and me had the same dentist. You know.
I thought maybe you would take the pressure off yourself here and just go with B, which we still would have given you the 1 point. So you have won. You're in the game, and here we go for triple trifecta sweeperonis. Andy going for the all-time record.
Baseball, Andy, true or false? Nick Kurtz, the rookie who had 4 home runs and went 6 for 6, is nicknamed the Big Amish, not because of his religion, but because he is from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. True or false?
You already said true.
I believe that's. I said he's nicknamed the Big Amish.
That's true.
That
true.
It is true. Well done.
All right. Now, that was kind of a gift. All right, 2 for 2, going for 5. Is this a setup, Gurggles?
No, absolutely not.
Is this going to be like when the Schwab was challenging the Polyman and
Vanderbilt? Oh, that's right. Yes, I remember.
Just gave him twice.
It was told not to embarrass the guy from ESPN, so we fed him the answers. All right, here we go.
Exactly,
Here's your 3-point question, Andy.
Baseball, Andy. As of 2022, the New York Yankees had 27 players enshrined in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Which franchise runs second with 20?
Okay.
Is that the Giants, the Cardinals, the Reds, or the Dodgers?
Giants, Cardinals, Reds, and Dodgers. I'll go with the Giants.
Oh, baby.
Right.
Oh,
wow.
Oh, my God. This is awesome, man. Ernie is fetching about the degree of difficulty of the questions, but the truth is a lot of this was designed and devised to keep people, when we were doing it on the radio, from just going to their phone and looking up the answer, which would be easy. So that's why we circumvent a lot of that by putting different nuances into the questions, Jimmy. Yeah, he should understand it. The guy was a media critic. How does he not see what we're doing here? This is all about transparency. Go ahead, Louis.
You have a 25% chance. Like, that's better than, at least not open-ended. Half of the stuff at Trivia Challenge is open-ended. When we do our trivia, like, at least you have multiple choice.
All right.
I don't know. It's fun. Don't think
Remind me
it's
when I see you. Just a quick reminder to Lubie, when I see you later today, remind me to give you $20 to give to the professor for the money I lost on that fight the other night. Make sure I don't owe this guy the money because he did make the bet for me.
He doesn't pay any attention
I know,
to it, but yes, he appreciates you being honorable.
Nothing worse than stiffing. Look, Gurggles, you can relate to this. A guy borrows 20 off you to make a bet, and then he wins, and he doesn't give you the 20 back. All right, here we go for the sweeperoni.
All right.
3 weeks ago.
Oh, I got that right?
Yeah, you got it right.
Oh, I didn't even. I thought
No,
I
you got it right.
You got it
Yes, right.
That's why we were laughing.
No, I got it right.
Yes, you got it right.
All right,
Streaks on.
You guessed the
All
Giants
right.
with 20. So this is for the sweep. Name those 20. No, I'm only kidding. No, I'm only kidding. Figure skating. Who was the third person to do a triple? No, all right, here we go.
Brian
Let's be
Boitano.
realistic. Golf, Andy. Tiger won the FedEx Cup in 2007 and 2009. Who won it in 2008 to prevent him from having a three-peat?
Wow.
What's that? Bill Haas, Brent Snedeker, Vijay Singh, or Jim Furyk?
Ooh.
Jesus.
VJ.
He did it.
He did it.
Oh, shut the fuck
Wow.
up.
It's laboratory music. Come on, Lubie, give him some kind of salute here. This is a guy that's peeling himself off a slab virtually every day, and he's now set the all-time record for consecutive sweeps. Not easy to do. Somebody's crying. He wants music questions, and here's Andy sweeping 3 weeks in a row. Impossible sets of questions.
That's amazing. All right, well, hang around.
Don't
You will
forget,
be in
Andy,
the
make the
finals.
check out to cash.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and
Exactly.
he's 1 for 2 in finals, so it doesn't guarantee that he won this thing. So
Right.
we'll see if he can retain the championship belt, which he won last week. Dave, Perdomo Cigars, while we set up the finals here.
Yeah, well, he set it up. I'm going to stop by today, see Nick. And before I go up to Saratoga, I will take some along with me. And the Garza family, I know Bobby Garza, our host, smokes cigars. And I'll be in the paddock area with a nice Perdomo cigar. And they have cigar sales up there. They didn't have Perdomo, so I'll walk up to them and go, "You got any of these? You don't? You're a loser."
Do you sell them out of the box while you're there? At a
No, I don't sell them.
No, to make up for
I don't
losses?
take a box. I'll just take
All
about 3 or 4 cigars with me, smoke one every day while I'm reading the racing form and just enjoying life up there.
All
But
right.
you don't have to go all the way to New York and go right to just east of Miami Lakes where we're at, 5150 Northwest 167th Street on the Palmetto, just a little bit east of the Home Depot on the south side. Big Perdomo cigar sign, 4th generation, making them perfect. 305-627-6700. If you can't get there Monday through Friday, go online, www.perdomocigars.com to find a retailer near you that sells these great cigars. Our Perdomo horse of the day in the feature of the 9th race, the Morrissey Stakes, Kendrick Carmouche on the 13, Light Man in the Slop at the Spa.
All right, very good. Ready for the finals here. It's going to be Pat and Andy. Gurggles is going to toss out a question. Call out your name if you want to answer right away.
Pat. Oh, shoot. Sorry. Let me call Pat. I called Ron.
Yeah, Ron ended up with 4. Pat had 5. So, yeah. So it gives me more time to explain the rules here, which I'm sure it's kind of like Portnoy coming out and saying one bite, everybody knows the rules, and then he consumes the whole box of pizza. But yeah, Dave's going to toss out a question. You guys call out your name when you want to answer. If you want to answer right away. If nobody does that, we have the multiple choice. First person to call out his name gets first choice. And we go back and forth until we have a winner. So while Lubie fishes up Pat, we will go ahead and, I mean, this is good. Have you been hitting toga so far, Gurggles?
Saturday, yeah, I hit the late pick 4, pick 5, and I had a favorite that was scratched. So I come back 4 1/4. So I ended up getting it twice. And then the last race, I liked Dylan Davis on the 10. I needed him. He was only 2-1, but sometimes I'll play numbers. So I had an extra $1 left. So I played a 10-4 exacta for Broderick Crawford.
Broderick Crawford, especially.
Yeah, and Mirage at 33-1 on the 4 got caught at the wire by the 10.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah,
so you won.
come back perfect.
On a $1 ticket. That's absolutely awesome. So, all right, you're doing well. That's good to see. I still, and we had luck when we were out in Vegas for the 70th celebration.
Yeah.
Woodbine, and
Yes.
Woodbine has been my own personal ATM machine lately because they always have big fields. And once you get past the chalk, almost every exotic pays well over what you would normally anticipate.
They had one the other day. The 2-1 run second, third, but 34-24 run first and second. The 20-cent try paid $1,400.
It's amazing. Yeah. Wow. That for a buck. All right. Here we go. Ready for the finals now. Dave, go ahead and fire off the question.
Good luck, guys. Baseball. On this date in history, Dick Allen became the 7th player to hit 2 inside the park home runs in the same game while playing for the White Sox versus
who? I thought you were going to say who was the first player. All right, here we go. There's multiple choice, guys.
Tigers, Twins, Royals, or Yankees?
Pat.
Okay.
Twins.
Pat beats the sweeper.
Wow, right
sweeper.
Wow.
Yeah, you stole it. All right.
Excellent job. I mean, does that diminish the accomplishment of the 3 straight sweeps?
Yes.
That he's lost 2 out of 3?
I say yes.
Someone like the Buffalo Bills, Andy, of this program. Unreal.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
All right, Pat, great job there to sniff that out. Who was the first player to do that?
Oh, I don't know. He was the 7th. First player might have been way back. Could have been Home Run Baker. I don't know.
Who the hell knows? All right, good. Excellent job, Gurggles, as always. Have a lot of fun.
See you next week.
Be back next week. All right, that's very good. And thanks so much for being with us. Dave Gurggles Gergely, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, so you're going to Vegas.
I'm going next week, Thursday. Yeah. You're going to have to carry the load, Lubie, if you'd like to.
Well, that's fine, but so we may or may not have a trivia challenge.
You don't have a show. I mean, if I were you, I'd take a couple of days off. Well,
I'm probably taking them off.
It's the relentless grind we've been on since entering the streaming world. Yeah.
Preseason.
If I'm you, I'm putting a for sale sign up and just saying, hey, that's it. Out to lunch. That would be the way to go. Out to lunch.
Yes, so we'll probably take next Thursday, the next 2 Thursdays off for you trivia.
Oh, very good. Yeah, all right. Well,
Gurgs, you're Vegas next week, and then Gurgs is at Toga the week after.
All right, so it doesn't look good for you trivia players till we get into the big month of September there.
So
yeah. It's summertime, though. Summertime.
Yeah.
All right, we had a lot of fun being with you today, and thanks so much for being with us. The professor will join us tomorrow with what I think is the hottest segment in all of video streaming, and that is the professor's big board. I would imagine also he's zeroing in on some college football prop bets for the season, over-unders, things like that, totals for teams. So the Hurricanes got going yesterday with their first practice, and the first guy I saw was Mario Cristobal, and I attached 2 extra losses to whatever it was that they're going to do. But they had the blockbuster. I mean, they opened against Notre Dame, and then September 20th. I don't think Tony got the message yesterday, did he? I never heard from him again.
No, I wish you luck.
Where do I go next, though? I mean, if Segredo can't do it, who the hell can take care of me? Pay in face value, no less. But I just don't want to, get hosed on this thing, and I'd like to buy the tickets for Len Robbins. I really would. I'm not even asking you to
I had a connection.
I just feel so good about
it. No, if we had a connection, I would help. I'm not paying for tickets.
Look, I'm not shelling out 3 sticks for some guy that appeared on.
I love
him the parting gift that we always have, a Landlubber's gift certificate. And that would be it.
There you go.
And that would be valuable, but nonetheless, it caps at $25. All right. We will see you guys tomorrow with the professor. Thanks so much for tuning in. A lot of fun being with you as always. For Mike Lubie Lubitz and Dave Gurggles Gergely, I'm Jeff DeForest. See you next time as we leave you know that. 9:05, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go to eat a damn snack.
Look what they done to my show.